Hey there, I'm Tyler, and welcome back to the Construction Zone. Today, we're going to attempt to install a small piece of the EF slot product from LF Illumination, one of LF's most popular product offerings. The EF slot is typically installed via threaded rod up to the ceiling structure. Today, we're going to use aircraft cable to make things a little bit simpler, but typically we would see these tabs on the side of the EF slot have a piece of 1/4 inch threaded rod go right through it. And then from there, it would go right to the ceiling structure. We would have a piece of threaded rod on either side as a pair and have one pair every 3 feet. The EF slot is also able to be joined together to make continuous runs, so you can go as far as you want. With the EF slot, you have these joiner pieces that go right in the side of the extrusion, about 3.5 inches, and one on the other side. We then have joining dowels that are in this bag that would be put into the extrusion, and you would join the pieces together and then also screw them in place with this flange right here. But we have no joiner pieces, so I'm going to put an end cap on the end of this guy and we're going to put it up. So I'll be back in a little bit once I have this thing hung. Wish me luck. So now that we have it hung, we're going to need to level it as well as get the drywall up. You see these crossbars right here? These crossbars are designed to keep the aperture right at the specified 4, 5, or 6 inches. So we're going to go ahead and remove these. Also, it's worth noting, this right here is a flat end plate. There's also horseshoe ends available for the EF slot. We're going to remove these two. We're going to take the power and feed it into the knockout right here so it's ready for wiring down the road, and then we're going to pop the drywall up and be ready to rock and roll. So we'll see you back here shortly. So we know that the slot to screw in the drywall screws is 1 inch in from the end of this knife edge. So I'm just going to measure in 1 inch, screw up 2 screws on each side, and we'll be good to go. Now that I've screwed it in, I'm going to go ahead and tape this, mud it, and then we're going to leave it for the morning so we can then sand, paint, and finish up the electrical. So, just finished sanding. Now it's time for paint. I've already wired in the starter box here, so we have a quick connect to plug in the head after everything's done. Don't want to put in the head before everything's done. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and then we'll put in the head. The painting's done, the fixture's installed, and we're good to go. Not the greatest mud-in job in the world, but hey, I'm not a professional. All we have to do now is plug in our head via the quick connect and place these heads up, which magnetically go into the channel and lock into place. Now we are all set. The great thing about these heads is they can be moved on a small section like this. They can't be moved much, but in the larger section, they can be moved to give you full flexibility, so this channel can change with the space below it. This head has great adjustability and even can be pulled out of the channel. Let's turn it on, see if it works. And just like that, we've got the EF slot with a nice little accent head to light what's needed. That's all we got for you this week with the EF slot installation from LF Illumination. Until next week, I hope you have a great weekend. I need to clean up this place, and we'll talk soon. See ya!